Well, it wasn't always pretty for the Dallas Cowboys, but it was another gritty and sometimes sloppy win as they get to number 12 on the season. They take down the Tennessee Titans 27-13 on the road on Thursday Night Football, wrapping up another tough slate of 3 games in 12 days. Now the guys will get some rest, and we're going to recap that win right here on Cowboys Rewind. I'm your host, Kyle Yeomans. The Cowboys picked up win number 12 on the season, marking back-to-back years with 12 wins for the first time since 1994 and 1995. But before we hear from the players, let's take a look back at some of the Cowboys' best plays from their win on Thursday night.
Elliott with a touchdown in 8 straight games, and does he make it 9? He does. Pressure, look out, and down he goes, and the ball comes out as well. Cowboys pounce on it, think they have it. No signal yet from the officials. That's Dante Fowler. He'll get the credit for the sack here. Meanwhile, somebody is half man, half bloodhound at the bottom of that pile. Dallas. 2nd and 9. Rolling. Has time. Oh, and it's almost intercepted. In his hands, Trayvon Diggs, and he would have had the easiest pick 6. Prescott with plenty of time, fires, touchdown, caught, leaping grab by Dalton Schultz. Prescott rolling, buying time, firing, open, caught. Into Tennessee territory, CeeDee Lamb. Brian Anger to hold it. Next Gen Stats say, powered by AWS.
The growth, especially in the city. And this city, I think, desperately wants a new facility.
Oh, and needs one. Meanwhile, intercepted at the 40-yard line, avoiding the sack, getting away, and Nahshon Wright.
So there you have it with the win over the Titans. Dallas is now 4-1 against the AFC this season, their first winning record against the conference since 2016. Of course, the rookie season of both Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. And a huge reason for that success, well, it was the Bingham Baller. When we return on Cowboys Rewind, I'll share our player of the game.
Cowboys Rewind is brought to you by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. This segment is brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
The deep room of tight ends in Dallas have been an integral part of the Cowboys offense all season long, but Dallas has been missing their impact over the last couple of games. Thankfully this week, it was the veterans stepping in to help as Dalton Schultz had 2 clutch catches in the end zone and some words of wisdom to the young guys around him to help propel the Cowboys to victory.
Might have missed this, man. How did it feel to make those touchdowns?
It's great. Catching touchdowns is obviously a good feeling. I don't know if you, it's great. But like just being able to make those plays and just keep building the trust, from the other guys in the offense. Like when you step in a huddle, like you want to make sure that you got to trust every guy in there. And so I thought that was a good step for us too.
The flip side of that, when Peyton has a play like that, with that interception.
Short-term memory, man. That's what I said. I mean, we're big on neutral thinking. We're big on not getting too high, not getting too low, and that was just one of those moments where it's natural. Like, you have a play like that. I mean, you're going to get down on yourself. And I said, you got 2 minutes, dude. You got 2 minutes to, sulk a little bit, and then we need you right back.
I'm sorry. What impressed you most about Dak tonight, just in terms of ebb and flow of the game?
Just poise. I mean, he's the king of not getting too high, not getting too low. I mean, he's him throughout, whether he just threw a pick or a 99-yard ball. Like, he's you know exactly what you're going to get from him, especially emotionally wise, and I think that's why he's such a good leader.
After a play like the Payton one, what's Dak like? How does he go over to a guy like Payton?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's saying the same stuff that I said. Like, we need you. Like, I'm coming right back to you. Same thing. Like, you get a play like that, it's not like you're not getting another shot. Like, it's no, you're going to get another shot. We need you to make that play. So I think bringing some of the young guys along and teaching them that is really important, especially as you get late into the year and deep into the playoffs. Hopefully, like we're trying to get, you're going to need some of those young guys to step up, and their name's going to be called in big time moments, and you're going to need their best performance.
You see sometimes teams learn things about themselves after a loss. I feel like this is an opportunity to learn something after a loss.
Yeah, I mean, learning is always a lot better when you win, right? So again, I think there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot to learn. Judging from some of the sideline pictures, I don't think we were like very far off. I just think it was 1 or 2 blocks away the whole game. But when we get into those moments, we need to be able to run the ball efficiently and put the game away in 4-minute offense. And I know we can take steps to be better in that area.
That was the second multi-touchdown performance of the season for Dalton Schultz. And for CeeDee Lamb, it was his 5th 100-yard game. He spoke about the team's performance and his 100-yard game after the win.
City, 100 yards again this game, 11 receptions. You got 651 over the past 7 with 5 touchdowns. Talk about that the extra gear that you located in the back half of this season.
I always want to finish strong. That's always been my forte, and I always have, the most confidence in myself and believing in myself and my teammates that we're all going to get our job done. And 100 yards is just like the icing on the cake.
You continue to show physicality. I'm always showing finesse, quickness, speed. You get the ball in your hands, it seems like you're looking for that contact, so to speak. Step on your hand, sometimes drop your shoulder. Talk about how that is a part of your game.
Man, I'm doing whatever to get positive yards. Never want to really go back and just understand that. That's kind of how I play this game. Always going in, understanding that I'm not your biggest receiver, but I can for sure, pack a punch.
City, just one more game left of the season. What do you make about where this team's at?
We still got a ways to go, honestly, and I understand that it's we got one more game in the regular season, but capitalizing on all our mistakes. I feel like we do that, bro. We can be great.
They were missing guys, that. Obviously, the guys that play are very capable too. But is there an element that was frustrating that you guys couldn't put this game away?
We just needed to put points on the board, stop turning it over, and make routine plays. We do that, we'll be all right.
CeeDee Lamb with another worthy stat line, but another stat worth mentioning. The Cowboys offense converted on 8 of its 13 third down attempts against the Titans, the team's 7th consecutive game with a third down conversion rate of over 50%. But you know who else is converting at a high rate? That's Brett Money Maher, who continues his streak of knocking down field goals as the kicker was a perfect 2 for 2 and had 3 successful extra points, bringing his point total this season to 137. That leads the NFL and is a franchise record for the most kicking points in a single season. But with the good, however, comes a bit of the bad. And this game was not the best for one of the Cowboys' health. We head to the podium and hear from head coach Mike McCarthy next on Cowboys Rewind.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
One of the keys to the game for the Cowboys prior to kickoff was to leave Nashville injury-free. Unfortunately, the team did not accomplish that goal, with several players getting a little banged up in the win over the Titans. The most notable injury, however, was the center Tyler Biadasz, who left the game in the second half with what looked to be an ankle injury. Here's head coach Mike McCarthy and his thoughts after the game.
Frankly, I talked about it at halftime, talked about it again. We came here for the win. I said, we're not going to get into what it's supposed to be and things like that, because, that's how you get yourself in trouble. So, we did a lot of really good things. I love the discipline of the team in the first half and everything, but, the takeaways were obviously big for us. You know, the giveaways were big for them. I mean, there's obviously points off our board that, you know, turned into points on their board. So there'll definitely be things to look at. I mean, the run game wasn't what we had hoped, but, you know, this is the beauty of this spot. This was a hard stretch. We knew this was going to be a hard stretch when the schedule came out, and that really held true. So I'm happy these guys got a couple days to catch their breath, because this has been a tough fourth quarter so far.
Mike, what can this mini bye do if you look at it as a mini bye?
Well, I mean, it's to get healthy. I mean, we're working Monday, so it's important. We'll work tomorrow, and we'll get in there and, you know, get in the weight room and get things corrected. But yeah, we don't know if we're playing Saturday or Sunday, so, you know, it may not be as long as we think it's going to be.
You mentioned the injuries. You had to jump with your offensive line. Is that kind of a pre-planned way you would go if you lost to the Move everybody?
Yes, definitely, yes. Well, Connor was the center, yeah.
Right.
I'm not sure, yeah, it was planned.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the plan.
What does it say about Tyler Smith? I mean, he's been able as a rookie.
Yeah, it's amazing. No, I mean, it really is. I mean, to see a guy that not only, you know, it isn't like he showed up here in April and he took every rep from, you know, April, May, all the way through, and then, you know, because, you know, we didn't start that process until after Tyron was injured. So, yeah, I think it's been awesome to watch him compete and get better each week, and, you know, doesn't complain. I mean, he's gonna be a great player for a long time.
Thankfully, the Cowboys will have a couple days off to rest up before the final game in the regular season in just over a week. We're going to take another break, though. When we come back here on Cowboys Rewind, we'll take a look at the other side of the ball, who finally came to life in this Week 17 matchup. It feels oh so good to have the defense show signs of their old self once again, as the Dallas defense held the Titans to just 13 points on Thursday night. It's the first time they've held a team under 20 points since they dominated the Vikings 40-3. DeMarcus Lawrence with another quiet yet impactful game, 3 tackles, 2 pass deflections, and a forced fumble, along with a quarterback hurry, helped jumpstart that pass rush that we've been missing. But for the second straight week, the secondary continues to find its stride. Nashawn Wright, with another big game, secured his first career interception, and naturally, he was all smiles after the game.
Just made a play when it came our way. We preach that all the time. Just when to make it count, you got to make it count. So that was all. That was it. He just threw it. I went up and grabbed it.
How big of a surprise was it to the defense to be going against a different quarterback after you had presumably been preparing for Malik Hurts?
I mean, we talked about it all week. We talked about all possibilities. So having him out there, we knew what type of game it was going to be. So we were prepared for it.
Was it surprising this game was as close as it was in some senses? You guys couldn't take care of business early.
Tennessee's a tough team, so no game is easy in the NFL. So we just have to go out there and make more plays than they made.
Can you talk about the importance of this sudden change defense when there were 3 giveaways by the Cowboys in the first half?
Can you repeat that?
The 3 turnovers by the Cowboys in the first half, and you guys had to come out there and answer with the sudden change defense and the importance of that after the giveaways to come out and stop the Titans.
A bend or break mentality. Just got to go out there and, again, make plays.
Obviously, the division title race is in control, but to put some pressure on Philly, they have to win or else they get thrown over. Does that mean something to you guys?
Definitely. We know that we have to prepare for Washington next week, and that's all that we're worried about, just going out there and going to beat them.
Does that feel any more real, though? Like maybe this might actually be possible?
Every game feels real. This one was real. We knew we had to come here and execute, and then so now we have to prepare for next week and execute as well.
Can you walk me through the interception? Sorry if you're ready to ask.
I don't even. It was a. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say all this, but it was his own coverage. Was able to get my eyes back to the quarterback. originally thought he was going to scramble. We just threw it up in my area, and I just went up and grabbed it.
Yeah. You, what was that feeling like to get that first one for your career?
Oh, it felt good.
It was a big moment too. I mean,
definitely. It always feels good to get a pick, make plays when they count. So yeah, getting that pick felt great. My first one, so definitely feels good.
I don't know if you looked around the stadium afterward, but a lot of the fans went home after that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm still locked in.
Yeah. You were in the satellite medical tent a couple times.
Yeah.
The stinger?
Yeah, 2 stingers, but that was it.
So many guys on that defensive side of the football continue to make an impact. Donovan Wilson, for one, is having a Pro Bowl caliber year. He picked up his 5th sack of the season, which leads all safeties in the NFL. And the defense as a whole leads the league in takeaways still for the 2nd straight season, with 32 this season in 2022. Time for our final break, but when we come back on Cowboys Rewind, a special story of perseverance for one Cowboys player. We'll introduce you to Mama Don after the break.
Cowboys Rewind was brought to you by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. SWBC Mortgage. Join the more than 120,000 customers that we've helped to find their happier way home. Visit swbcmortgage.com to find a pro today. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
It was always Alec Lindstrom's dream to follow in the footsteps of his big brother Chris and play in the NFL. So when he joined the Dallas Cowboys this offseason as an undrafted free agent, he could cross that off his bucket list, and he did so knowing that the center of his family was watching over him.
She was everything to us. I remember my brother was playing basketball, the whole stadium was quiet, and she got up and started yelling for him. She always had this cowbell ringing. It came to every single game of mine, my brothers, my sisters, and she always put us before herself, and that was what it was all about. She was just the life of a room, you know, always energetic, always in a good mood, always going, whether it was cooking for all of us. You know, I have 5 siblings. Going to the grocery store was like a 2-hour event because she had to talk to everybody, and she's like, "Oh, you remember Joe from when you met him when you were like 3 years old?" I'm like, "No, Mom, I don't." and she always made everybody feel so special and took the time out of her day to make sure everybody was doing good, feeling good, and made them feel important. I remember it was my first training camp as starting, so my redshirt sophomore year. I got a call, and my dad just kind of explained the situation to me, but at the time I didn't really know the whole situation because she didn't want us to know. And it really didn't hit me until last year when you could really see everything and the toll it was taking on her. She battled ovarian cancer for 2.5 years, and she sadly passed away. But even then, all she wanted to do was make sure that we were okay. And we had the opportunity to take care of her with COVID. We were with her, always around her, which I'm so thankful for. But even then, all she wanted to do was put us first and caring about us and asking how we were doing, asking about, "Oh, I can't make it to your game, I'm so sorry." And it's like, "No, Mom, it's okay." Like, all she cared about was us and taking care of us. We want to get an organization done, the Mama Don Foundation. As my mom always made us and everybody feel good and beautiful, we want to make sure everybody else feels like that too. So as we get it going and set up, we just want to make sure that everyone feels beautiful. So we had just plans of like a beauty day for where women battling cancer can come in and get done up, take pictures and feel beautiful inside and out, because it's such an ugly disease that takes so much out of you and out of your family. It's just something that we want to set up in the near future where you can come in and have fun, feel beautiful, and feel like yourself. I always think she's with me, and the greatest thing now is I know she's with all of us all the time. No matter what we're dealing with, you can always just be in the moment and just kind of look and be like, oh, I know she's with me. I know she's happy. I know she's cheering us on. I know she's pushing us when something's not going right. It's sad, but it's also really good feeling knowing that we're so supportive of each other, just like she wanted, and she's always with us.
If you could tell your mama anything right now, what would you tell her?
I just say I love you. I hope I'm making you proud, and I'm hoping I'm becoming the man that you always taught me to be.
Mama Don is definitely proud of all that Alec has accomplished and will accomplish in the future. That'll do it for another edition of Cowboys Rewind. The Cowboys are now at 12-4 on the year, and will wrap up the regular season on the road against Washington. We'll talk about that one next week, but for now, I'm Kyle Yeoman saying so long from the Star in Frisco.